Hey beauties, this is just a quick little, it's not really a tutorial, but I'm just going to show you what I typically do after a retie for myself and for my clients. So my retie is probably about maybe like a week old, not quite a week old. My sister started on it for me like maybe over a week ago. My hair has gotten kind of to the length where it's difficult for me to retie it myself. So she stepped in, and she's helped me before. And so she stepped in and she did the back and I did the front. So in like a week's time, we finished it up. But anyway, my hair was kind of dry because I washed it, did a quick wash. I washed it, took out a lot of the oils. So if you are used to locks and know a lot about them, you may see some lint showing up in my locks. Lint is kind of hard to not have in locks. It's just a part of the lock life. Now, there are theories that if you don't use a lot of oils and things like that, your hair won't attract lint. I beg to differ. I have quite a few clients. Some of them don't use a lot of products on their hair, but they still can and will suffer with the lint, especially as the locks get longer. They're brushing against your clothes. You're out and about in the elements. Things are flying in the air, and they will attach to your locks. So you may see a little lint. But what I'm doing now, I'm using my Peppermint Lavender Hydration Spritzer that I make in shop. I'm spraying directly on my scalp. It's best before you apply any oils or any type of moisturizing agents to your hair. This is for locks, loose, natural, whatever. Always wet it first. Wet your scalp, dampen your hair, because your hair will receive the oils a little bit better if your scalp and hair is a little damp. So I'm using my Peppermint Lavender Hydration Spritzer to dampen my scalp. Most of the time, I don't do much of anything to my hair, but I do encourage my clients to take all these steps to make sure that their hair is moisturized, that their scalp is healthy. But I am a hard-headed client of my own. I don't wrap my hair up at night anymore. I've been sleeping on a satin pillowcase for years now. I really don't mind my hair being all over the place when I sleep. It doesn't really drive me crazy. I know some clients are like, they can't handle that. They can't handle hair on their face and everywhere, but I typically just lay down, I put my hair at the top of my head, and I go to sleep. So now you'll see me applying my Essential Trilogy oil in between my parts. I'm sticking close to the scalp. Notice I'm not trying to oil my hair. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't oil my hair. Most of the time, I will put coconut oil down my tresses. I don't usually put the oil directly on my locks unless I'm doing a hot oil treatment. And even when I'm doing that, most of the oil gets rinsed out. And so anyway, I'm going through my parts. I start at the front, and then I split my hair so that I can get down the back. So typically I take the oil and I go straight down the middle, and then I will kind of veer out to the sides, to the left, to the right, in angles to make sure that I'm getting oil all over my scalp. And so I've been making these products for years now. All of my clients, well, let me not say all, most of my clients use them in home. And what's really cool about this product, it's good for the whole family. I have families that their sons use it, their husband uses it. I have some that use my oil for their beards. So this is a family product, not just for locks. It's also really great for natural hair. Now you'll see me putting oil around my edges to make sure that I take care of that part, because my scalp was so tender. I'm not always tender after a retie, but sometimes I get a little tender. And so now that I've put the oil on my scalp, I am gently massaging the oils into my roots. So my hair's, I just said it just got tightened, so I'm not going really hard as to not disturb anything, not to disturb my retie, and not to break any hairs. So given that I have already spritzed it, when hair is moist, it has more elasticity, so it can handle just a little bit more. If it was completely dry, I would be more careful with how I'm rubbing my scalp because it can break hairs. Microlocs are strong, but also really delicate. When you intertwine those hairs together, they do get strong, but you have to be really careful if your scalp is dry, if your hair is dry, as to not tear any hairs. So I'm massaging it in, and my essential Trilogy has peppermint, lavender, and tea tree oil. So right now my scalp is getting a really good tingle. It's starting to feel loose. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually moving around a little bit better. So I'm giving myself a little light scalp massage, and then I'm just going to style as usual, which is side part, heavier on one side than the other, and I'm gonna go about my day. Maybe later I'll put some mods on it. Try it out.